Tonight it is a 50-lap feature for the DNQ Busch Series, and it is the third year we are running the Busch Classic here at the Millbridge Speedway. Predator engines, Maxxis pink and blue tires, all these drivers here tonight looking for a $300 payout. Tonight is the third annual Busch Classic for the DNQ Series. We have 4 series running here tonight, but the all-star of the ARCA Series, who now has a sponsor, is down with Eddie right now. Let's go down to him.
Well, sponsorship is definitely something that is appreciated in racing. And John Kinder, you got Rims 1 on the cart again this week. You had them for the intercourse race. Seems like a pretty big sponsor for you guys.
Yeah, it's pretty neat that a local company wants to support racing around here. They've done it in the past, and so it's pretty cool to have Rims 1 on.
So we talk about the chase. You're leading the points right now in ARCA. You won the regular season championship. This is an easy night tonight. Are you running the Busch Classic?
Actually, I'm going to have a guest driver. Going to put somebody in. He'll be exciting.
So you've run well so far in the ARCA Series this year. Chris Page is second in points right now. He's a rookie. He's a definite rookie. He's like brand new to this stuff. Is this an easy championship to win?
I don't know if it's an easy championship to win. None of them are easy, are they?
I don't think so at all, but I mean, all right, tonight you got 30 laps here, regular Millbridge. Is it just a normal night for you out there, or is there anything you're doing different tonight?
No, we're trying a little bit different setup tonight, so we'll see if I either stepped on my dick or we're going to be fast.
John Kinder's playing around for that setup for the end of the season here. He's going to have a shot at winning the championship. All right, Jay-Z, here is our remaining schedule for the DNQ Dirt Series, and there's only 3 races left, so you better get your shit together if you're going to win a championship.
This classic is a critical checkpoint along the way of the season. You want to make sure your seatbelts are buckled, and you're going to pass that breathalyzer when you get through this around here by the end of the night.
The August 21st R2 Designs Night, that is pit stops and the high side racing, so they're only going to prep the top side of the track, and that definitely makes for some great racing.
It is some of the best racing you see all year. It forces drivers to get out of their comfort zone, change their setup a little bit, and it's a blast for the fans to watch.
Then we head to the very treacherous Iredell County Fairgrounds, where it is Throwback Night. Lead 2 Real Estate has sponsored that night. They put an extra $100 down for the DNQ Busch Series, and a couple other series they're going to throw some money at as well, and $100 goes to the best throwback paint scheme.
This is a good race to get on board with for Lead 2 Real Estate. They know that, like in the movies, sex sells, wrecks sell in go-kart racing. And that Iredell County Fairgrounds tears up some equipment. I think we saw one of the hammer carts go over last year, and a few people try to knock the wall down. So Lead 2 Real Estate will get some great exposure there, and if the fans show up, they'll have a great time.
We've definitely sent some people to the hospital from that racetrack. And then October 3rd will be the season finale. That is when we're going to debut a 4-inch wide tire race, 4-inch tires all the way around on a go-kart. That's going to be very interesting to watch.
I know, I'll be pumped to see it. Picture throwing a set of 20-year-old McCreary's on a Cup car and sending it out there at Atlanta. Think about what would happen. Same thing's going to happen here for the final season finale. It's going to be great to see. It's going to throw a curveball to everybody, and they better sack up. It's going to be a good time.
Well, we know that that's definitely going to show some excitement when we go to run that race. But let's go down to a guy, Mr. Excitement, who's down with Eddie right now.
Well, we had a guy down here who got thrown out last time at the All-Star race, Mr. Excitement, Tyson Freeze. Tyson, you gave us so much to enjoy at that All-Star race. What are you doing back here tonight?
Oh, man, I had to come back after that. You know, we just had a lot of fun. My boss man let me off work tonight. Appreciate it, Jimmy, by the way. And, yeah, man, we're going to try again. So tonight I elected to run Jeremy's motor, the track motor, so there won't be any questions in tech. And hopefully I can have as much fun and raise as much hell as I did last time.
Now, you're running the Busch Classic tonight, correct? Yes, so 50 laps here, chasing money in a long race. I mean, what do you got to do mentally and kart-wise to get this thing rolling?
Just wreck the fuck out of them. Really, that's about all you can do. You know, you're going to be down on power. I'm sure there's some big cams and whatnot. And I'm sure everybody went to the Harbor Freight Kart Shop and got the best cam and had the old lady in the back smoking a cigarette get them the best motor they could. And I'm just going to take this thing, man, stock as a rock. And, you know, we get a caution or whatever, and I just try to maybe bulldoze through the infield, see what happens.
Tyson Freeze not going to take any shit tonight on his way to victory lane, guys.
Well, the DNQ Bud Heavy Karts and ARCA Series Karts are getting ready for their feature. Coming up next, it'll be the debut of the Bud Heavy Series.
Whether you work on race cars or your own car, there's satisfaction in getting the job done right. That's when a Busch beer never tasted better. Here's to earning it.
Well, here we go. The Bud Heavy Series making its debut with 5 friggin' carts. Nick Beatty on the pole for this thing. Caitlin Bench, Busch Series superstar on the outside of the front row.
We got David Mayo and Ryan Richmond bringing up the second row here, and Casey Graves rounds out the small field where it's a little disappointing to see these numbers here, Bob, as most of America is fat as hell, so you'd think there'd be more people running this 425-pound series. Max is pink and blue, which again is another popular choice all across the Southeast, so we know they get tons of locals to show up and run here on a regular basis at Millbridge. It's a shame to see they don't want to come out and have their face on TV here and we'll make them famous.
You know, clones are, as Casey Graves cannot get his cart started, so he will not even start the event, so we'll have 4. You know, as we stated earlier in the year, if we don't get series that get carts showing up, we're just not going to run them. And the clones may be one of those series. As we're on board, Ryan Richmond, he'll have an inboard camera, the R2 Designs in-car camera. But if we're not going to get a bunch of guys showing up, and maybe that 4-inch wide tire series will be the new series with Predator engines. It's just, you know, stuff's expensive, but they still got to show up.
Yeah, absolutely. Running one more weeknight or something like that once a month with DNQ would be good for exposure, get them some more sponsors, help them bring their program to the next level. But apparently they're just chicken shit and they don't want to race as the green flag comes out here and we're away.
Here we go. Big Daddies are in the seat as we take the green, and Caitlin Benj is a Busch Series points leader right now. Is running this race going to help her running this 50-lapper here tonight?
I would say, yeah, absolutely. Anytime you can get runs and laps on the track, learn the tires, get a feel for how the track's going to change, you'll have an advantage next time you run out on the racetrack. Otherwise, Kyle Busch wouldn't show up and beat up on the peasants every week the way he does.
Well, Nick Beatty was Nick Beatty. For a small backstory on Nick Beatty, he was the guy that tried to run Cliff Lovendahl off the racetrack at the All-Star race, and then the clubbing baby seals comment came as we were watching this shitty fucking race with carts strung out already 5 carts away from each other.
You know, Michigan 1 and 2 all over again here at Millbridge. You know, the competition's close. They only got a half a tenth or 2 between one another, and no one's got anything for the leader running away with it here.
Man, this is fucking great racing.
425
pounds. They, you know, apparently the super heavy deal, and we got one spun around there off of 3 and 4. That is David Mayonnaise has stepped on his dick off of 3 and 4, all by himself. Wow.
He got in there. Right rear tire might be a little bit too hard for the track, and he looped it. But we're back underway.
Nick Beatty leading this field again. This stretched out ARCA. Oh. All right, we're going to leave Mayo alone. He's having a rough night. And now we're down to 3. Tough,
riveting
tough
racing
deal.
here, Bob.
You know, I'm on the edge of my seat. This is like every mile and a half. As we're on board, Ryan Richmond at a NASCAR Xfinity race. It's about the same thing. We're seeing it right here.
I think Brian France feels more of a tickle in his backside when a police officer passes him going the other way on the highway than we have at Millbridge right now.
Caitlin Benj actually starting to get to the back bumper of Nick Beatty. But man, this is excitement right here. This is why we run this series right here. This is perfect. Well, while this is so boring, we're going to go to a commercial break so you don't miss a thing of this beautiful action.
Watkins Glen doesn't give anything. It takes. You can get in trouble anywhere on this track. Probably 35 trouble spots. It's my style of track. It's tough and aggressive. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. The racetrack wins a lot of the time.
Busch Beer is proud to bring you the great tracks of NASCAR, now featuring Watkins Glen International.
Pretty, all the scenery around it. But it's not a country drive by no means.
Crisp, cold refreshment. It's what Busch is known for. What are you known for?
Practical jokes.
Uh-huh.
Dang it.
Busch.
Well, that was really good because that ate up time for us not having to comment on this boring-ass race. It's not boring for Nick Beatty, though. He's trying to get his first win in DNQ, and looks like he's got his shit together.
Yeah, he's best of the people that showed up. His cart's dead on, nice and straight. As I think we're up at the 5-to-go caution, or is he just stretching? Oh, yeah, we're at the 5-to-go caution.
You're damn right. We ain't running these fuckers more than 20 laps. Green flag, we're underway. 5 laps to go. And you know what? When you don't have the car count, we'll just start cutting laps, and then before you know it, you don't have a series to race anymore. So if you're a heavier set guy, you better get your shit together and get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and
4 laps to go for this race. Can Caitlin Benj get to Nick Beatty and make a move?
she's right there. As long as he keeps it in his pants, it doesn't step on it, he'll probably pull away with the W here.
Yeah, his shit's right. There's no doubt about it. Ryan Richmond, not as good as I thought he was going to be tonight. So far, he's still got the Cup race to run after this.
But I would agree with with as much experience as he has, I'd expect a better showing from him. But again, it's these Max's Pinks and Blues, a little more horsepower. He might not be up to snuff today.
This is his first year with the clone engine. He did run Busch Series last year, as Nick Beatty is going to take the white flag one more lap in this Bud Heavy feature. Caitlin Benj does not look like she's going to be able to do anything with Nick Beatty, and coming out of turn 4, Nick Beatty probably wins the most boring fucking race in DNQ history, the first ever Bud Heavy feature.
All right, I'm recording.
Nick Beatty in the first ever DNQ Bud Heavy Series win here at the Millbridge Speedway. Nick, this is the first time we've run this series. You had a dominant kart here tonight, 20 laps, quick race, a very good result for you.
Yes, sir, it was. We come here today, just decided to come here Monday with a clone motor, and we gave it the best shot we could.
So you had Caitlin Benj in this race. She is a Busch Series points leader right now. You had some actually pretty good competition here. Ryan Richmond, too, is there. Are you running any more races here tonight?
No, sir, this was it.
I bet you wish you were now with your tires.
I do, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's never too late to enter the Cup race, but let's talk about this series. 425, is that a series that you run quite often?
Yes, sir. Being a heavy set guy like me, we got to run them heavy classes.
So this DNQ series has a lot of potential to keep going in the future. You could be one of those names going for a championship next year in this series.
Yes, sir, I plan on it.
Nick Beatty plans on going for a championship, and he's got a good start here with this Bud Heavy that's on ice for him tonight in Victory Lane. Congratulations, buddy.
Much more features to come here tonight, 3 more to be exact. Coming up next, it is your favorite series, the fans, the DNQ ARCA series will be up next.
He's out there. There's a guy out there who's making his own run at glory, making a name for himself in a sport where your name and maybe a number are what define you. Maybe they're in the back of the pack. Maybe they're stalking the leader down the home stretch, waiting to pounce, waiting to make that first move toward becoming a legend. Make no mistake about it, they're out there. I guarantee it. Welcome.
DNQ ARCA Series starting lineup, and for the first time in his career, Brad Jeffords will get his Busch Pole Award.
Our fan favorite and a track favorite, John Kinder, outside that front row. He's been kicking butt here lately. I expect to see him up front all night.
Rookie Josh Altice and Thomas Markham, Justin Anderson, a newcomer in the ARCA Series, along with Jonathan Mabe, a past winner so far this year.
Cliff Luffendahl will be out there clubbing them baby seals, and Cody Maynard starts alongside him.
DNQ ARCA Series, that's the main thing right there, amateur talent. That is the number one thing that we want to highlight in this series. You cannot be very good and run this series, as we're on board with somebody who's not very good, as John Kinder is about running to each other on their caution lap. Still have an in-car camera, along with Ronnie Sher.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Rims One for coming on board and sponsoring Kinder and getting that on-cart camera going for us. He'll have a good perspective of the front all night here.
Now, Brad Jeffords, his stuff's gotten a lot faster this year, and this is his first pole award. So we'll see how he does here tonight. He's definitely got a pretty good piece, but you know Kinder's going to be hard to beat. He is your points leader right now.
Yeah, we'll get underway, and Kinder gets an early lead. I don't know if Kyle's going to give him the wave, and he does. Apparently Kyle liked his box, and he sends him.
Yeah, well, sometimes you can sneak one in the box, as we are going green. Man, I love ARCA. There is no doubt in my mind this is my favorite series to watch, as Kinder takes the lead, and I have a feeling Kinder will not be able to run this series next year if he wins a championship.
Yeah, he's got it locked in. I think he's the most sober of the group, and he actually spends a little bit of time on the scales each week. So he really knows what he's doing. He's gotten it dialed in.
On board with Ronnie Shirk, as he is running third, watching Jeffords and Kinder battle it out. Shirk's had a couple good runs so far this year. He's definitely getting a lot better, too, along with Jeffords, and it's fun to watch the amateur drivers progress throughout the season and see how much better they get. And Chris Page is another one of those, running fourth in that Hart's HVAC kart. And we've got a spin. Josh Altice. Oh, wow. That right rear is bent.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I don't know if maybe he left a couple of lugs off or something like that, or he made a little contact. We'll see here in the replay.
He gets up in the loose stuff. Looks like he's going to be all right.
And, they hit wheels. Look at that thing. Oh, my God.
Yeah, you can take that to the scrapyard.
Yeah, it's a little bent. Green flag, we are back underway. Maltese behind the wall right now, as he should be. That right rear is pretty bent.
Yeah, Kinder's running away, and he's been getting a better start than everyone so far here tonight. I think everyone else is still sleeping or hungover. I'm not sure which, but he gets those right sides of that Monster Ultra Black Energy groove, and he just takes right off. Although they're running him down now, going down the back straight.
Here comes Brad Jeffords. Makes the look inside on John Kinder, and he is going to take away the lead, and there is a train of carts right behind him. He is totally fucked.
0 to 0 in the matter of 2 corners here. Again, the race is still young. He's got plenty of time to make it back, but if he's falling back that far, I'm thinking he just has his tires off tonight, and Jeffords is going to run away with this thing.
Look how evenly matched all these top 5 carts are right here, including Jonathan Mabe having a good run tonight.
Yeah, it's like everyone's got the same size penis, and it's the motion of the ocean that the girl's going to have to use to judge them. They don't have any physical attributes to separate themselves.
Lots of sword fighting as Chris Page tries to make his way into the second place. Shirt got a little loose off that corner, and that's going to give Page... Oh, God, I love ARCA.
I was just about to say they've had some good, clean racing tonight, and they go ahead and knock some fenders off like we know and love.
Yeah, they'll disappoint you every time. I'll tell you what, Jeffords has checked out, though. He's gone.
Yeah, he's high side and handsome. He's got good side bite in those tires, and he's just rolling the bottom, no fuss, no drama, just pulling away from everybody.
Man, I'll tell you what, and Shirt, I mean, these guys got pretty good pieces here tonight. I'm pretty surprised for an ARCA race. This is not very disappointing at all like the last race we just watched.
No, and talking about Shirt, we've been watching the last couple of weeks. His tire comes off, and Altis takes it upside the head.
Altis, I don't know. He's behind the wall. They were working on that thing, but I'm not sure what happened there.
I don't see any
Probably
lug
had
nuts.
something to do with that contact he had.
I would think so.
Green flag, we're back underway.
3 wide, stuffing it into 1. Everyone comes out okay. You could throw a blanket over this group of carts right now.
I love the gear rule. Definitely helps everybody as Lovendal gets into Shirk, and they are 3 wide heading down into 1. Somebody's going to wreck their shit.
I think it's bound to happen. I know Lovendal's probably hungry. We're used to seeing him up in the front last week. He was one of the contenders to have to deal with it. I think he won as someone gets left reared there.
Jonathan Mabe was going for the lead. Jonathan Mabe got his first win at AAR Speedway earlier this year and has struggled. But it looks like he's back up there. He's on board with Kinder, and he's got a lot of work to do.
He's struggling tonight. I think he's just got the wrong set of tires on for the conditions right now. I think that track's starting to dry out a little bit. It's getting packed in, and I just don't think he's set up right for it. As he tries to left rear Lovendal and let him know he hates his guts, and I'm sure we're going to have a fight after the race.
He's been throwing gang signs at him ever since that last lap, so not surprising there that he let Lovendal have it. As we're getting a little strung out now, and scoreboard Ronnie Shirk, who is running second behind Jeffords. Looks like Jeffords might be falling out of the seat a little bit. Every time that head leans back that far, I kind of got a feeling that's what's happening.
Yeah, he's not in the best racing shape, but Shirk has had some speed the last 3 or 4 races. He just had some terrible, terrible luck. Like Brian France, coming home from the bar, just picks the wrong road and gets pulled over and ousted. So maybe here we go. We got a battle for the lead. Shirk gets by.
Ronnie Shirk will take the lead from Brad Jeffords, and now he has got a target on his back. Man, I don't know. We'll see. Chris Page having a good run tonight, though. All these guys have not raced go-karts for a long time. And, either that or they're not very good at doing tires or anything, but that's why we have the ARCA series, sponsored by Pink Magic. Maybe these guys can learn how to prep their tires, get a little bit better, so then they can go run in the Busch Series full-time and be competitive. But you got to love having a series like this.
Absolutely.
Well, Brad Jeffords, driver that's having a good night here tonight, we talked to him earlier, and this is what he had to say.
Okay.
Well, on the pole here tonight for the ARCA Series races, Brad Jeffords. Brad, you got a really fast car tonight. What's it going to take to win?
Stay out in front of these guys beside me, behind me, man. These guys have been fast all year. We just laid down a quick lap, man, and I'm just so thankful to Cameron Carter. He's here helping me do some tires, and the company I work for, AAR Roofing, man, they sponsored me, put all this money in this cart, and so I can come out here and have fun and support the series and all that stuff. But we'll just see what we can do, man. It's all fun, and I know these guys are fast behind me, so I'll just do what I can.
What has made your program get so much better throughout the year?
That man right there doing the tires. Whenever he needs to come over and help set the cart up, he'll set the cart up. I know he's got a little baby, and he spends time with his kid and I support that as much as possible. But he helps as much as he can when he can. And like I say, the company, they gave me money to tires, gas, fuel, whatever it takes to get here to the track. They support me, so I'm here doing what I can. So we'll see what we can do to try to get a W.
Well, there is no doubt that Brad Jeffords uses Pink Magic in his tires as the caution is out. This is our 5 to go, and got to thank Pink Magic for coming on board this year and sponsoring this series.
It's a really good fit. For these people just starting out, tires is the hardest thing, and Pink Magic's a very easy line to learn, very easy line to use, and you can get your tire program dialed in no time. So thanks to Pink Magic for coming on board, as we got some side-to-side action. No one's giving an inch.
Wow. Chris Page just blew out Jonathan Mabe as they're heading for the lead. And you know what? Kinder, who was so far back in the field, used the top lane to get a good spot on that restart, and look at him. He's back into third place.
Sometimes you'd rather be lucky than good, Bob.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is the case for Kinder here tonight as the laps are winding down. Can Jeffords do anything with Ronnie Shirk?
I don't think so. Shirk's got the kart right now. Jeffords led early, but as that prep comes out of the tire and that track gets run in more and more, Shirk's been the one running away with it with 2 to go.
Jeffords is falling out of this. He sits
Leaning
so
up like
high
an
up
old
in
lady.
the wheel. He sits so high up in the seat. It's got to be killing him.
Now, I would think so. I wouldn't want all that weight rolling over on the right side, but apparently maybe he can't hold his head up anymore. He's stuck. That's what he's got to do to try to win.
The white flag is out, and looks like coming off of turn 4, Ronnie Shirk is going to take home his first win in the ARCA Series.
I know someone's getting wasted tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Shirk, good run. That was you deserved that one, buddy. That was a good
I'm
one.
sitting down here with Richard Petty, about 1991, Richard Petty. You had a really good kart here tonight, and it seemed like you started to lose it a little bit about halfway.
I fell out of the seat about halfway, and I'm gonna tell you what, if I could sit in the seat, that bitch was fast. I was catching the 7. They're on that 5 to go, and I just couldn't hold it no more. So, hey man, top 3, fuck it, it's good for me.
Good point stay for Brad Jeffords. He's still going for that championship in the ARC Series, guys. Yep. John Kinder in the Rims 1 machine comes home second, a hard-fought second. I thought you were going to finish like 8th there for a while.
Yeah, I have no idea how that happened, but, you know, the Rims 1 kart wasn't very good tonight, so we tried to battle back. I got some baby seal clubbing douchebag freaking running all over the top of me. I don't know what his deal is, but come out of here second. Ronnie got his first win. Congrats to him. Good night.
Good points night for you, too. And like we said earlier, you're on top of the points. Shirk's catching you a little bit. Jeffords led for a while. I thought he was going to catch you guys, but you're doing what you got to do on your worst night, still finish second.
Yeah, I mean, we got lucky. I mean, you know the saying, rather be lucky than good. We got lucky, came out of here with a good finish. Go back there, work on this thing, see if we can't get Jeremy faster.
Now you're making your Cup debut next race right here. How are those carts?
Yeah, I mean, it's fun. David Mayo let me run it, his Ghostface Brewery cart. So he asked me if I wanted to run a Cup race. I said, hey, why not?
Well, John Kinder, good luck in the Cup race. Got the points up here. Ronnie Shirk in his first ever win here in the DNQ ARCA Series gets out of the cart. Going to celebrate down here in Victory Lane. Woo! That is a great way to celebrate with that Busch beer out here. Ronnie, finally win one of these things.
Yeah, I had to work for it. I tried all year for this, and the Express has been fast all year long. Finally, it's my turn. Time to turn it around and go to the front in this championship. That should put me damn near close to him in the standings. Can we get some beer to put in this?
Yeah, it's right there.
Hell yeah.
Hey, you talk about John Kinder. He had a rough night. He still finished second, though. And he's got a points lead, but you guys are starting to close in on him by winning this race.
Yes. We're going to start with this beer here.
Now you got the Busch Classic coming up. You're running that as well. You got a really good card here tonight. Can you win 2 in a row?
Hell yeah. I might need a designated driver, though. But
Ronnie Shirk takes home his first ever DNQ win here in the ARCA Series. Ronnie, who do you got to thank here tonight?
Juliana, this is for you. Daddy brought you home a trophy. Brielle, I love you. Stephanie, thanks for letting me do this. Shout out to Josh for coming with me tonight. Mike Rott, back at the house, crew chiefing on the phone. We need Barry Mack back. I'm so sorry.
Barry Mack will be back. Congratulations to Ronnie Shirk. Well, as Ronnie Shirk celebrates his first ever win, we are getting ready for the DNQ Hearts HVAC Cup Series race. We'll be right back after this message. This is the Budweiser Frogs. You remember this commercial? Well, the Arts HVAC Cup Series starting lineup for the D&Q Busch Classic. Jason Denny, another career-setting pole win for him. Curtis Martin and Ryan Richmond in row 2.
Row 3's got Casey Graves. He had some troubles early, but he's back out again, and Alex Ripstein.
Looks like he's got his shit together now. Arts HVAC Cup Series. Same thing as Bud Heavy from earlier. These guys are just a little bit lighter, leaner and meaner. And that is the Hearts HVAC Cup Series. We've got a 6-car field. You know, a couple guys that ran that Bud Heavy race that are not running this tonight. And that was kind of our idea, was we're going to get some of these guys to run both so we can kind of fill the field. But once again, we have a 6-car field. And on board, Ryan Richmond again has the R2 Designs in-kart camera. And on the outside front row, John Kinder will make his Cup debut. He's a guy we need to watch. He just ran ARCA, now he's running Cup, so we'll see how that rolls out.
Yeah, he knows where he swung and missed on tires in the first run earlier tonight, so hopefully made some adjustments, and he can get to the front of the field here.
That's the kart that David Mayo ran in the Bud Heavy race. So let's see if Kinder can do a little bit better than he did as the green flag is out. We are underway, and Jason Denny already out to a substantial lead. His shit has just been right in this Cup Series. And Christian Moody not here tonight, and those two beat the shit out of each other, and it's we wish Christian was out here tonight to challenge Denny.
Yeah, the torch has been passed. Christian Moody was the driver to dominate this series early on when it debuted. I believe it was last season. He put a whoop on everybody, but Denny Hamilton shows up here, and he's sort of taken the point and taken over the lead as the guy to beat around here.
Yeah, absolutely. There is nobody that has really been able to touch Denny Hamilton throughout the season in the Cup Series, and that kart's been just about unstoppable. I think they've won 5 of the 6 races or something like that, and nobody's been able to touch him. And if he wins tonight, he'll be halfway to Tim Nye's win record of Tim won 10 races, and he would win 5 in the Cup Series. So he's done it. There is no doubt about it. He's pretty good. As we're on board, John Kinder, as we're watching Denny just check out. He's already got half a track on.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think that Rims 1 go-kart is anything for Denny way out front. Kinder's holding his own, though. You know, like you said, Mayo ran that go-kart earlier tonight and did okay with it, had some trouble. Kinder's showing his talent right now, saying, hey, look what I can do, guys. Give me any go-kart. I'm going to go out there and beat someone's ass.
Well, look at Curtis Markham. Curtis Markham and Ryan Richmond racing each other. I love the fact that Curtis Markham runs in this series. He is so much fun to watch, and he finished, looked like he had a shot at winning the Iredell County Fair race last year, finished second. And I'm telling you, when we go back there, I guarantee you he's still going to be fast.
Yeah, you can't put a price tag on that spurience, as some of our mentors call it. He's got so many laps in so many different disciplines, and he wants to go back to something pure like karting, where it really puts a lot of emphasis on the driver, and he has control of his own destiny. So I'm not surprised to see him running as well as he is, and you're right, at Iredell, I think he's got a shot at a W.
Yeah, dude, he can wheel. There's no doubt about it. At the fairgrounds, you got to have finesse. You got to actually use brake. Curtis way better than a lot of these guys out here that are just stomp and steer. So we're looking forward to watching him run that race. But like we said, if we get that 4-inch tire series going pretty well, that might be something that we're going to do. But maybe you could do with a clone. That would be really wild to watch. But while Jason Denny leads, we'll be right back after these messages.
Kansas wins again. He's not even human. He's like a robot. Why? Because he always wins. Need another Kenseth. Copy that. Did I win? Yep. He's a robot. A winning robot.
Walkie-talkies get it done. Nextel.
Crisp, cold refreshment. It's what Busch is known for. What are you known for?
Oversharing. In fact, I have this thing.
Nope. Nope.
Busch.
The DNQ Dirt Series brought to you by Tar Heel Racing Supplies, the official racing supplies trailer of the DNQ Series. And by Busch. For you at home, crack open a ice-cold, refreshing Busch. Welcome back to the Millbridge Speedway, the Busch Classic for the DNQ Cup Series, and we are watching the Hart's HVAC Cup Series. Run a couple laps here. Caution is out. Jason Denny leading this field, waxing that ass right now, JZ, and I don't think anybody's got anything for him, but we're going to see on this restart.
Yeah, Denny gets a good jump, clears the outside row, and he's gone. He's checked out. He'll be in his own zip code here before we get to turn 3.
I'm surprised Curtis Markham didn't get a good jump there. You know, you'd think if you get a really good jump, the worst you're going to be is third, but he went to the back pretty freaking quick right there.
Yeah. You know, the only thing I think of is maybe he cooked his clutch on the pace laps there. It was engaging a little bit too much, got too hot. He went to go mash the gas, everyone else. Clutch slipped, and he went to the back real quick. But he was making up some ground. He was looking to make a move.
This is a fucking ass beating. I don't think I've seen Denny Hamilton that good. Like, I'm pretty sure you could take anybody, put him in that thing, and they'd probably win. That's a testament to Mike Hart's. And all 3 of his carts. Denny's probably going to win the championship and cup. Caitlin Benj is leading points right now in the Busch Series, and Chris Page is 3rd in ARCA points, and those are all carts that he runs.
It's that notebook they have going there. It's keeping them up front, and as long as those secrets don't get out, I think those guys will continue to dominate.
Well, that was probably our 5 to go caution here, and we're getting really close to the end of this thing. And does anybody have anything for Jason Denny? Looks like Ryan Richmond tried the outside. He's going to settle back into 3rd. And John Kinder in 2nd. Kinder's having a good race here tonight.
Yeah, again, just to reiterate, that's not even his go-kart. He hopped in someone else's go-kart, and he's still hammered down, 2nd best out there right now. So kudos to Kinder, who's quickly turning into a rising star here at DNQ.
Yeah, absolutely, a rising star in DNQ. And anytime you have diversity backing with you, that is something that is always going to take you to the top.
Money talks, and those that are different seem to have a little bit more of it these days in the racing scene.
Yeah, looks like Denny Hamilton's going to check the fuck out of this thing. A couple laps to go, 2 laps to go. Jason Denny out of control. The only battle is between Richmond and Markham. And that'll be for the 3rd places. Denny will take the white flag. He is 5 wins away from Tim Nye's record. And this kid's pretty damn good. But coming off of turn 4, Jason Denny will take home another win in the DNQ Hart's HVAC Cup Series. 3rd place will go to Richmond. All right. Well, 2 3rd-place finishes here tonight in the Clone for Ryan Richmond. 3rd in Bud Heavy, 3rd in Cup Series. Did you just have a 3rd-place piece tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. That's the only way to describe it. It was 3rd-place go-kart, nothing more, nothing less. Just Bud Heavy was my bad. I missed on tires a lot, but hopefully we get some more go-karts, keep that series running. I know a couple of the guys are in Eldora with the truck, so I hope that doesn't go away too fast. But the Cup race, it was better. We got closer. Just I didn't come fully prepared today.
Now, points, doing all right. Jason Denny's probably going to run away with this championship this year. But Rookie of the Year standings, you're going to probably win the Rookie of the Year looking at it right now. That's a pretty good honor to get in your first year running Clone.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about that. That was the goal at the beginning of the year, was to try and run all the races and compete for Rookie of the Year, which I feel like I have it pretty secure. I feel like we're getting better. It was the first night on the circle track with the new go-kart, so we just got to work out some bugs. But I got to thank R2 Designs, Holler Hotel and Resort. Alex Cunningham helped me out a little bit this week, and all the guys at the shop at RW Motorsports that helped me. So,
R2 Designs, you guys that is the sponsor for the next race. Yes. That's your home race. Family's coming, running the top groove, doing pit stops. I mean, what preparation are you doing for that one?
I am going to get my shit together is what's going to happen. So that's the week I get married to her right there. So we're gonna have our shit together when we come back, and hopefully put on a good show for all the family in town.
Ryan Richmond's gonna get his shit together. He's gonna have a little bit more left side weight, like I got myself at that point in time. So
Down to 395.
395. Oh, I'm talking about your ring. You have some more left side weight. Okay. Well, it takes some serious balls to run 2nd in a Cup Series race, and also takes a lot of balls to do that without brakes. John Kinder, you did not have brakes. I would say the majority of that race, correct?
Yeah, I noticed it pretty early on, and I'm like, we're out here now. Might as well keep running.
2nd place in your Cup debut. That's pretty damn good. Do you have any other Cup starts lined up?
Not in the moment. David Mayo gave me a chance in the Ghostface Brewery cart, so I figured, why not? We're out here. Let's go rip it.
John Kinder finished second. I think Mayo wants them to run more cup races, but we'll see if they got it in their budget for next year. Diversity money. Jason Denny gets out of the cart down here in victory lane for the Hearts HVAC Cup Series. Jason, a dominant performance here. Basically putting your foot on the throat of anybody going for this championship.
Yeah, we had a good piece tonight. Mike had the tires perfect. I think Addie, everyone, Caitlin, Eddie Minshew, Mike, Chris Page. I wish my family was here with me to celebrate with me, but they got other things to do, so I don't know. We're just thankful. It was fun. Didn't really have to drive it. It drove itself. I think there for most of the race, I wasn't even in the gas in the corners, and I was maybe halfway throttled down the straightaways. But it's very rare it gets like that. So we'll take it and move on to the next one.
What are you going to do with that big championship trophy? It's the big Winston Cup one. What are you going to do with that if you win it?
Probably drink out of it. Probably the first thing to do, and then put it on the shelf in the shop.
Jason Denny has won a bunch of races. Jason, you're getting close to eclipsing Tim Nye for the most wins in the Cup Series.
Well, it's funny you say Tim Nye. Tim Nye, I've known him since I was little, and I bought my first go-kart off of him. So Tim's a goober for sure.
Well, you keep it up, you'll be a better goober than he is in the D&Q Series. Jason Denny down here, winner tonight in the Hearts HVAC Cup Series. Well, Jeremy Morris is a surprise driver for John Kinder here tonight. Jeremy, what are you doing here in the D&Q Series?
Hammer time, baby.
Come out here to have some fun tonight?
Yeah, man, this is the most fun you can have in racing. Most fun you can have anywhere with your pants on.
Jeremy Morris running the John Kinder machine tonight. They finished second in that ARCA race. Hopefully you can get a win tonight. Well, track preparations are getting done right before the D&Q Busch Classic kicks off. 50 laps for the D&Q Busch Series coming up next. It is the 30 Busch Classic.
Mike, toss me a bush. Wow.
Busch. As crisp and cold as a mountain stream. It has the same great taste it's always had. Even the same sound.
All right, Jay-Z, let's get this bitch fired off. James Stanley Jr. and Brett Michaels will start in row 1.
Row 2, you're going to find Tyson Freeze and Ethan Hildebrand, a newer driver here in D&Q.
Making his debut, Caitlin Bench Point Series leader, and Kevin Lively, a young driver who has done very well this year.
Mr. Strawberry and Mike Melton making up the next row.
Jock Newsom, another driver who ran very well at the intercourse, and Rob Bates, the winner from that.
Previous winner from earlier tonight, my man Ronnie Shirk and Josh Long.
Damian Jenkins, Michael Cox, Mr. Cox, next row.
Dylan Silverman and our man Jonathan Maid.
And that'll round out the field for tonight's event. There's the D&Q Busch Series. Stock Predator 12cc, 5500 gear rule. Governor must be in. 390 Maxxis Pink and Blue. Very simple rules here for this series. Probably our best series. And here are our past Busch Classic winners. Jay Goings led wire to wire in 2016, and Austin Yarbrough battled it with Jamie Knopf and came out victorious. Those were two very good races.
And I don't expect anything much different here. I think this is going to be some side-by-side hard racing. I think people are going to lose some Nerf bars and Tar Heel Racing Supply. I'll have a few more orders before the night's over.
Kevin Lively will hold the Hearts HVAC in-cart camera for the Busch Classic. I mean, 50 laps, JC, what do you got to do mentally to get ready for this race? As Dylan Silverman will have the Chalou Performance rear entry kit.
For me, you just got to make sure you make it through the first turn, which in the Busch Series can be hard to do sometimes. So we come to the green, and Kyle gives them the green.
Green flag, we are underway, and God, 50 laps here tonight. This is going to be a long race. Lap traffic will play a role in this race. No matter what, we always have a green flag run in this feature.
Absolutely. People need to make sure that their inside roll and their tires are measured out right. Make sure they don't run out of prep before those 50 laps are up, and keep that cart nice and free. They don't want to start shoving the nose or losing the right rear in the cart. As you see one person go, I think it was high in turn 4.
Yeah, as we're on board with Kevin Lively, as he is trying to make moves on Brett Michaels as he goes to the inside of Jeremy Morris. Cannot make the pass.
field files through turns 3 and 4, comes down the main straight.
Yeah, we've got, right now, we've got James Stanley Jr. and Tyson Freeze battling it out, and these two were talking massive shit to each other before the race started. Apparently there's a case of Full Throttle energy drink on the line for the winner tonight between these guys.
That's the kind of rivalry this series needs. That's what makes racing special. This is why Millbridge has packed grandstands every week, because diehard racers like this come out and put a full case of Full Throttle on the line for the W.
That's a lot of stuff to put on the line to win this race here tonight. $300 for the winner, and what else are you going to do on a Tuesday night if you got a go-kart? You may as well come out here and try to win $300.
I can't think of a better place to spend some time here. The field's a little bit strung out, Bob, but I don't think that's a surprise. It's 50 laps. People know they're better off to hook to someone's rear bumper, take it easy, push them out, and get separated from the rest of the field so they can duke it out amongst themselves later on in the race.
One car has stopped on the front stretch, and that is Dylan Silverman driving for Eddie DeHaan. Not sure what happened there. I think he's lost a chain. Let's take a look. Take a look and see what happened. Some slight contact with Jonathan Mabe. Must have thrown the chain on that thing. We'll get it slid back on there and fire back off as Silverman will rejoin the race, and double file restarts and choose cones. And looks like Jeremy Morris took the outside. Can he take the lead? He gets the jump as we go green.
Oh, he tries to turn right down in front of Tyson Freeze, and he is successful. We've got a new leader, Bob.
And James Stanley trying to make the move inside. He's going to take Freeze with him as the rest of that field behind it. 3-4 wide. Bunch of no driving fucks. Can they make it through the rest of the corner? Looks like they will. Surprising.
Very surprising. I know there's a lot of pride on the line here in this Busch Series, and people aren't afraid to take someone out. So the fact that we're still going here, someone hasn't ended up on their head.
3 wide getting into one. That never works. It does this time.
They made it
Tell
through
you what,
alive.
this series has come a long way since the first start. It's always good to see these drivers. As Caitlin Benj makes the move on Jeremy Morris, and Jacques Newsom trying to make his way to the front. Let's go on board with Kevin Lively as he's behind Hildebrand.
You can see Hildebrand making a move on the inside and trying to squeeze through, but that right rear doesn't look like it's in the racetrack, and he's having trouble completing that pass. He's having no run off the corner, no drive off.
No, absolutely not. And you know, this is a very exciting rules package we have here. High drag, big spoiler. These guys are just wide open the whole time. This is great. From the driver's seat, may not be as fun as if you were sliding around a little bit more, though.
No, but that's how the field gets strung out and people start throwing money at it. So with the big spoiler, with those high drag brake ducts they throw on these go-karts, it's really slowing the package down, giving the fans something to cheer for.
I mean, it's not as fun from the driver's seat, but I guess the fans like it, so that's all that matters.
They're the people that keep the series going, so we got to do what the fans want. Drivers be damned.
The fans wanted you to drive a figure eight. I think we'd have to do a figure eight.
We tried intercourse. I don't know if we could handle figure eight. That might be too much.
Well, James Stanley Jr. is leading Tyson Freeze, and Tyson Freeze, as we touched on it earlier, he has the Millbridge spec engine in his go-kart, and he came, got the engine, and he's using the one from the house. Well, Dylan Silverman is new to this series, and we talked to him earlier, and this is what he had to say. Well, driving a kart that is not so new to me, but new to you, is Dylan Silverman here tonight driving for me. So, Dylan, this is a nice hunk of shit. You've driven a lot of nice stuff, though, back in the day. Midgets, 410 sprints. What makes you come here to race tonight?
I figured I get older and worse. I might as well have my cars get older and worse. You know, it's kind of where I'm at right now. But, you know, we'll come out and turn some laps and have fun and, you know, help out Eddie over here and see if we can do anything with it.
50 laps tonight. Not only are we testing my equipment and how crappy it is, but, you know, maybe you'll have a good showing tonight, but it is 50 laps overall. What do you got to do from the driver's seat for a 50-lap race tonight?
I got to get better at counting. Usually I only go to 30, so I'm not really sure what's going to happen there. But, you know, as long as the fuel tank lasts and I can last, I think we'll be all right.
Now, you haven't really run – you tried to run the last DNQ race, got in a wreck, and it ended your night early. What do you expect here tonight? We got these choose restarts and a lot of karts out there tonight.
Well, at least got like 6 laps sitting in that seat now, so that's a little bit better. And then we're going in an oval, so I'm a little bit more familiar with that. Still don't know anything about these guys or what they do, but you know, it'll be what it is. We'll get out there and we'll turn some laps, and it'll be all right, I think.
Dylan Silverman hopes to have a good finish here tonight in the Busch Classic. Well, Tyson Freeze leads James Stanley Jr., as you saw on side-by-side. He has taken the lead, and he is starting to check out a little bit in that
That is the Millbridge house engine, which is pretty funny that that thing is hauling ass right now. Nobody can say he's cheating.
It just goes to show that the intent of this rule package is working. It's something taken off the shelf, bolted on the go-kart, and Freeze is a sandbagging son of a bitch as he drives away from the field.
We are halfway through this race, 25 laps in, and right now is when you're really starting to figure out if you fucked up doing tires.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think that's what Stanley's thinking right now. Freeze is pushing him on the racetrack for the first 10 or 15 laps there. He finally said, I've had enough of this. I've got 2-3 more tenths in my go-kart. I'm gone, as he continues to lead.
Yeah, he takes the lead, but now here comes lap traffic, and this is where you're going to get fucked up. There's some bullshit driver out here racing for 35th trying to stay in the lead lap, and he's going to race the shit out of you, and that's just how it works.
It's the level of talent in this series. It's people that got a little bit of experience, they're a little more brazen, their balls are a little more swollen because I think they know what they're doing, and they'll race the shit out of you even though they're running P35 like you said. So Freeze is just to be smart, use his head, and get through cleanly.
There's no wave around in this series, so, 67 up the racetrack. We're on board with Dylan Silverman, and we've got Jeremy Morris right behind him. I love this camera shot.
It gives the fans a real view of what the driver's feeling and seeing out there on the racetrack. Makes you feel like you're right there looking out the back of the go-kart.
And the sense of speed is a lot faster when you're closer to the ground, too. You got to remember that. So these guys are out here wheeling the shit out of these things. They're about 30 laps into this thing, as looks like Stanley has caught Freeze in lap traffic, and he's going to try to take the lead away from Freeze as they're 3 wide down the front stretch. Past our ARCA winner, Ronnie Shirk, from earlier today.
There we go. Tyson Freeze picked the wrong line, got held up on exit, and Stanley came through and took the lead back. But I do feel Freeze has a much better go-kart overall. It's just a matter of time before it gets back by.
So let's point out Ronnie Shirk, who actually did fail tech after the ARCA race, unfortunately. Now, he won the race. He had probably one of the best cars out here. Strawberry's in the same car that Brad Jeffords ran. In ARCA, these guys hauled ass. Now in the Busch Series, these guys are 15th. That shows you how much different ARCA is from
The
Busch.
talent, the plateau in the talent is huge between the ARCA and the Busch Series here. I think you're seeing the guys that have previous dirt experience that are coming down a level, really, to run Busch, putting a hurting on everyone else that's out there trying to move up.
Yeah, and that's what's going to happen, especially when you have money on the line. I mean, we saw it at the D&Q All-Star Race. We got a shit show up in front of them. They're 3 wide in front of the leaders. Stanley's going to get through it, but it's going to hold up Freeze. Man, I'm telling you, this lap traffic is out of control. These guys in the back of the pack racing each other as hard as they can. But you know what? The leaders, it's up to them to get through the lap traffic. As we have a caution out on the racetrack. Cliff Lovendahl ran over a baby seal.
That poor guy.
All right, field's doubled up, getting ready to go green. Morris gets the jump, and they're going to let it go. You know, we don't have Kyle here flagging this race, so that's probably why this is getting, these guys are getting away.
It's a fresh box. When you get a fresh box, it takes a while to figure out and know what it likes. And before long, Kyle will be back with his old box, and we'll be back to normal.
3 wide as Rob Bates to the back of that field. He won the last race. It seems like he's struggling here tonight a little bit.
Yeah, you know, again, the track changes week to week. The track just looks like a little harder, a little drier tonight than normal. And, you know, some people are struggling. Lovendahl, prime example there. Hero on the inner course, running up front the whole night. And then here back to the oval, he seems to be struggling.
It's tough on these restarts, isn't it? Because you just got to stay wide open. Whether they're 4 or 5 wide in front of you, you cannot lift during that race, and that's where you see most of it.
Absolutely. You know, everyone's got the same horsepower roughly with this engine package as we're on board with the Chalou Performance on board, and Dylan Silverman, as we'll talk to him here shortly.
Mike Cox riding behind him. We talked to him earlier as well. Well, the man who knows about sacking up is Mr. Cox. Michael, Michael, you ran 2 rover races last time we were here. Actually pretty quick. You drove one with the toe about 1 inch out with a tie rod wrecked on it, and actually ran really well. So are we in for a surprise winner here tonight?
Well, we got a new motor today. The last one blew up, so I don't even know how much power it makes anymore. I don't know where the clutching gauge is. We'll see.
Well, it sounds like you're not going to win here tonight, but you're optimistic. What do you think here tonight? 50 laps, a long friggin' race in a go-kart. What do you think you're going to be doing a lot of adjustments during the race tonight?
Your guess is as good as mine. I think we'll be fine.
Mike Cox is confident, and he is cocky, may I say. Well, the caution is out,
And we have 5 laps to go in this feature here. Oh, no, we got one spun around. Sorry, I thought we had 5 laps to go. Mike Melton went for a spin off of turn number 2. Back under the green, and looks like Freeze got a hell of a jump. Morris is trying to make that top line work on the restarts. Is that something that you just do to try and figure it out if you have more restarts?
I think so. It's just tempting. You're sitting there a little farther back, and you say, hey, you know what? I can gain a couple spots real quick by moving to the high line. You feel a little brazen, you try it, but it looks like Morris is the first person to have any even hint of success at holding it down the high line.
Back under green, only a few laps left in this race. Can Morris make the move? Doesn't look like he can. He's going to try to settle into second, but Stanley pokes his nose in there, and you got a bit of a shit show in the back of this field. 3 and 4 wide as they head down the front stretch.
It's go time here, Bob, and they're not pulling any punches. Caitlin Benj makes a move here. She gets a nice clean pass. She goes to the inside of Morris as well as she's looking at the top 5.
Morris can hang up in the front for a little while, but he just loses his momentum, and then he can't get it back going. As we're watching him race, Lovendal got a shit show all the way at the back of this field, but up front it's Tyson Freeze leading this field, along with James Stanley, and then the rest is 3rd, 4th, and 5th back there, but these two are obviously the class of the field, got their shit right.
Yeah, those carts look like they're a blast to drive right now, rolling nice and free off of each corner, carrying tons of momentum. Everyone else behind them sawing on the wheel left and right. They definitely earned their 1-2 finish here tonight.
Well, the white flag was out, and we have a caution. Rob Bates was spun. So now these guys are going to get to choose again, and we're going to have a green checkered, basically. They're going to throw the green and the white and then the checkered. So get on the grape soda. Here it comes.
And we
all
do
these
have some
guys
people
have
moving.
chose, and let's see. Hildebrand up top, Morris up top. This is going to be pretty interesting.
Yeah, they're circling the bottom of that chicken bucket. It's fixing to get real greasy here, Bob, as we have come to the green flag, and 1 to go, green and white.
1 to go, green and white, and looks like Freeze is going to check out. Oh, we got a friggin' mess down the backstretch. Morris looks like he's going to go for a spin. There's carts flying everywhere, but Tyson Freeze is going to take home the win. That was a really good race between those guys, wasn't it?
It was, and Freeze has every right to celebrate. He hung back in the beginning, was real smart, and you know what, Bob? He's just happy he gets to take home a case of Full Throttle energy drink.
Let's look at this replay of that. Oh, my God. That was the last lap. Let's look at this again in slow motion. You got a cart spinning down the backstretch. Strawberry goes to avoid it. This is part of the I'm going to hold the bitch wide open on the restarts. Look at that thing.
I mean, he's lucky he didn't go, front over front, end over end there. He could have been a hurting puppy.
Ethan Hildebrand comes home in the 3rd place here tonight. Ethan, you went to the top of that last couple of restarts. Did that really help you get the 3rd place finish?
Yeah, I felt like when I stayed down on the bottom, I didn't have enough, and we had that late caution with 1 to go, and I said, heck, let's go for it. Just clutch pedal wasn't working, so, I didn't have the takeoff I needed, but all in all, not bad.
So talk about the DNQ series here. It's your first race with us. Was it fun for you, a little bit something different to do out here?
Oh, yeah, a lot more laid back. I mean, all of it was a blast, not stressful at all, and that's what it's about. So, yeah, I enjoyed it.
Ethan Hildebrand comes home 3rd tonight in the Busch Classic. 50 laps, long race for these guys here tonight.
Yep.
James Stanley Dale Earnhardt Jr. down here. James, you had the lead for a long time. Lap traffic played a big part in this race here tonight. You and Tyson Freeze raced each other really hard. How was it tonight from your seat?
Mine was better at the long run. His took off a lot better than mine did. Yeah, the lap carts came up, and a couple times I didn't have nowhere to go, and I just chose the best line. He got by me that one time. I got him back because of lap carts, and he just got in front of me when the time was right and ended up winning.
So talk about your first DNQ series start. This series is a lot different than what people race on a normal weekend. What was different for you for the series?
I just had a blast. It was fun. I've watched the videos, and I've been out here with Tyson before, and Jason, a long time ago, field fillers. But this is my first run, and I'm definitely coming back. This is a blast. I loved it.
James Stanley Jr. comes home in the 2nd place here tonight in the Busch Classic. Tyson Freeze, winner here in the 50-lap DNQ Busch Classic. This has been a traditional race for the last 3 years. Tyson Freeze down here. Tyson. He came down here in the All-Star race, put on a hell of a show. Failed tech. You came to the racetrack today, took the official engine from Tech, and ran it and won this race tonight. How was it?
Oh, man, that is awesome. This is the funnest series. Guys, a lot of people I race with out there, if you want to have fun, this is where it's at. People bitching on the internet about go-kart racing ain't fun, man. This is it. My buddy James, we raced each other harder. We won a case of Full Throttle energy drink, thanks to sponsor to Jim John Stanley. Man, I can't thank Chris enough, GRP, all the people that helped me with wife, Jason, James. We just have a lot of fun. This was awesome. I didn't think I was going to get him, and those last 5 laps were the most nerve-wracking races I've ever run, laps I've ever run, so I didn't know what was going to happen. I knew I had Jeremy. He was messing with me on the outside. James was behind me. I knew I couldn't slip up any. I wanted that one bad.
So talk about the 50 laps here. We went green for like 35 laps or something like that. What does that do to you in the seat?
It really doesn't bother me too bad. I race a lot, and I feel like I'm in pretty good shape. I cut trees with my dad, so it didn't really bother me a lot. My arm was getting really hot on the exhaust. Other than that, it really didn't bother me any. I was just kind of trying to ride, and I took my chance when I had it. And I made sure I didn't want to wreck him because I wanted it to be a good race.
So now you go on the list with Austin Yarborough and Jake Owings as the 2 winners of this race. $300. Richard, where's that money going to? And an 18-pack of Busch.
Well, that beer, I got to go back to work tonight as soon as this deal's over. Hopefully I can keep my machine running. We'll just see how many I can get down without tearing something up. Sorry, Jimmy, if I do. And that's where the beer's going. Maybe my buddies at work. I don't know. And but that money's definitely going back in the cart. We'll definitely be back out here. When I retire from real racing, I'm going to run nothing but D&Q. I want to say hey to my wife and my little girl at home. And love y'all and I miss y'all. See y'all about 2 in the morning.
Tyson Freeze comes home with the win tonight, $300 richer, and his name is on the Busch Classic winners list. Well, Jay-Z, let's take a look at our final results. In Butt Heavy, it was all Nick Beatty tonight.
Okay, he ran away with it, class of the field by far. You know, hopefully some more heavy hitters, pun intended, will show up at the next race and give him a run for his money.
Well, they better, or we're not going to fucking do it. In the ARCA Series, John Kinder was declared the winner after Ronnie Shirk fell tech. That's very surprising considering he was about dead last with only a few laps to go.
Yeah, he's got raw talent. Like we said before, he's a rising star here in ARCA. He gives 0 fucks. He goes full send all the time. And he wanted to be P1 tonight, and that's just what he did.
Richard Petty second, Lovendahl third, Mae Page, Anderson, Thomas Markham, Altus, and Maynard will round out your top 10. In the Cup Series, it was all Jason Denny waxing that ass. John Kinder, though, as he said in his interview, did not have brakes, so he finished second without brakes.
That's not bad. Again, he's up on the wheel, but nothing for Denny, who just drove out of everyone's life and left him in the dust. He's definitely the guy to beat here in Cup, and I hope someone shows up soon to put it to him.
Ryan Richmond, the rookie, will finish third. Curtis Markham, Ripstein, and Graves in that Arts HVAC Cup Series. In the D&Q Busch Series race, we just had 50 laps. It was Freeze, Stanley, Hildebrand, Mike Melton with a very good finish. Mike does not have a ton of experience, and he had a good run here tonight.
Yeah, Melton was around backwards halfway through that race, if you remember, Bob. So it was a good run for him. And if I'm some of these guys like Newsom and Benj and Bates and Shirk and Mabe, I'm going to go stop by the Freeze of the Stanley pit, and I'm going to try to check out what kind of preps they have sitting out on their bench. Maybe check out what kind of caster they're running, and just try to really eye-fuck that go-kart and find out what the speed is, because those two checked out.
You're fucking right. You got to look at their shit and see what they're fucking doing. I mean, that happens in racing all the time.
Yeah.
But our next race is the R2 Designs Night Race. We're running the High Line. We got pit stops. I mean, this is a classical D&Q Series race. I really look forward to that High Line racing.
It's great. It forces everyone to run the higher line. They use a little less wheel input. You get a little bit closer to that wall, so you get a little sense of danger tickling your plums, and it'll be a good race, be a fan favorite for sure.
Then you got to change that right rear too, so let's not forget about that. But that will be on August 21st. For Jay-Z, I'm Bob Duato. We'll see you fuckers next month.